So Sakana AI just introduced Sakana Fugu, a multi-agent orchestration system that apparently matches the performance of Claude Fable and Claude Mythos, delivering frontier capability without the risk of getting banned. So let's talk about it. So the reason this is gaining so much popularity is because across a range of different benchmarks, Fugu Ultra, Sakana's frontier agent orchestration system, is currently surpassing Fable 5 and basically every other closed source model provider across a wide range of benchmarks. Now, before we get into the benchmarks and stuff like that, what I want to get into is, of course, how this thing works. Sakana Fugu itself is an LLM trained to call various other LLMs in an agent pool, including instances of itself recursively. So Fugu dynamically orchestrates the world's best models to tackle complex multi-step tasks, and as shown in this figure you can see on screen, Fugu is a multi-agent system that behaves like a single model. So you send a request to one endpoint, and then Fugu decides how to handle it internally. Now, Fugu manages model selection, delegation, verification, and synthesis automatically, and it solves tasks directly when that is enough. Now, it will solve tasks directly when that is enough, or it will coordinate a team of expert models when a problem calls for more. The complexity of a multi-agent system never reaches your code, and at launch, Sakana Fugu comes in two models. So you have Fugu and Fugu Ultra. So at launch, the two models you get that can be accessed via the API is Fugu, which balances strong performance with low latency, making it a great default for everyday work. It fits naturally into tools like Codex for coding and code review, as well as chatbots and other interactive services. And then you've got Fugu Ultra on the right hand side, which is tuned for maximum answer quality on hard multi-step problems, coordinating a deeper pool of experts, agents, when accuracy and depth matter the most. Early users have relied on it for demanding work such as AI research, paper reproduction, cybersecurity analysis, and literature and patent investigations. Now, if you want the explain like I'm 10 version, essentially you just give Fugu a big task, a big multi-step task, and Fugu is going to figure out which model is best for each piece of the job. It's just going to then delegate those subtasks to those models. Remember, it essentially has a pool of swappable agents, and it combines those answers, leaning on each model's strength and dodging each one's weaknesses. And if one model is unavailable, let's say, blocked via certain export controls, Fugu just reroutes around it and uses a different model. And it's kind of pitching this as a benefit for AI sovereignty. Now let's get into some of the benchmarks. So one of the ones we have here is Live Code Bench, the dynamic benchmark for evaluating code-focused LLMs using fresh competitive programming problems from platforms like LeetCode, AtCoder, and Codeforces. And so this one was created to address code benchmark contamination, where models may have seen test problems during training, which inflates scores. And so by tagging problems with release dates and evaluating models only on problems released after a model's cutoff, Live Code Bench ensures a fair, contamination-controlled evaluation. So here we have Fugu and Fugu Ultra performing better, and surprisingly by a large amount, than Fable 5, Gemini 3.1, GPT 5.5, and Opus 4.8. Then we got the GPQAD. I would argue that this benchmark doesn't really matter as much, and I would argue that this is essentially really saturated, but somehow Fugu Ultra and Fugu still manage to improve on this benchmark. And then we get Chalk-Sieve Reasoning, which is the sub-benchmark of Chalk-Sieve, which is testing an AI model's ability to understand and reason about complex scientific charts drawn from real ArcSieve papers. And so once again, we can see that Fugu Ultra manages to surpass Mythos Preview. Although it is really small, I think it's still pretty impressive. Then of course we get to the SWE Bench Pro, and this one was really interesting because SWE Bench Pro is a more realistic benchmark for testing AI coding agents built by Scale AI, and it's the next generation successor to the original SWE Bench / SWE Bench Verified. And this one evaluates whether an AI agent can solve real long horizon software engineering tasks and not toy problems. So I think one of the things you need to understand about Fugu Ultra is that it can work well on those, tasks that are really multi-step and long complex. But one of the key things to understand between models like this and Fable 5 is that Fable 5 was essentially designed to be a long-running agent, meaning that it runs those tasks for real long horizons. So this is why we see that this is the first kind of benchmark where Fugu/Fugu Ultra doesn't perform as well as Fable 5 because it wasn't really designed to have those long-running horizon tasks, whereas Fable 5 was completely designed to do that. Fugu Ultra was basically designed to score the highest on individual complex tasks. Now, if you want a quick look across all of the benchmarks, benchmarks. You can see them here. You can see SW bench, terminal bench, live code bench, humanities last exam. Across all of those benchmarks, Fugu and Fugu Ultra basically do surpass Opus 4.8, Gemini 3.1 Pro, and GPT 5.5, which is, like I said before, very, very impressive. And one thing I do want to add is that it's starting to show where the real gains are going to come from. And it seems like it's all going to come from model orchestration rather than just the base model itself. Now let's actually get onto some of the use cases. So one of the use cases that they show us here is autonomous machine learning research. Can an AI autonomously improve another AI model's training recipe? And they said that they tasked Fugu Ultra with improving a small GPT model using auto research. Over 14 hours on a single H100 GPU, Fugu ran more than 100 experiments. It iteratively edited the training code, ran tests, and it kept changes that successfully lowered the validation error rate. Essentially, the callouts track every time Fugu Ultra autonomously discovered a new improvement across batch size, model depth, learning rate, and optimizer settings. They pitted it against Gemini 3.1 Pro, Opus 4.8, and GPT 5.5. To keep the focus purely on agentic behavior rather than brand wars, they of course anonymized them on models A, B, and C, and the result is that Fugu Ultra is the best model. Once again, and this is something super interesting, is a Financial Times series prediction. Can an AI agent navigate sequential, no look ahead market decisions? And just for fun, they tested Fugu Ultra on 50 weeks of historical data for an anonymized equity, stock X. Starting with $10,000, the agent processes weekly market data prices, volume moving averages, and volatility, and decides whether to buy, hold, or sell. And after each action, the next week's price is revealed, and the model must adapt purely from feedback without ever seeing the future. And the results from across 5 identical 50-week runs, Fugu Ultra grew the portfolio to $11,943, a 20% return, and the other frontier models capped out at less than a plus 15% return. Now, of course, past performance doesn't indicate future results, but this one is rather surprising. The Fugu Ultra managed to achieve the highest return, which means that for trading, this is going to become something very interesting. I will for sure be checking this out on the second channel where I investigate how well LLMs can do with investments. Now, here we get a one-shot blindfold chess. Can AI hold an entire game state in memory without drifting? To test Fugu Ultra's persona stability and sustained memory, they had it play 4 back-to-back games of blindfold chess. Every model played the same way, no board shown, requiring them to hold the full game state entirely in memory. They matched Fugu Ultra against 3 leading frontier models and a 2,100 ELO Stockfish engine. The result is that Fugu Ultra outplayed all 4 opponents, where the other models eventually drifted or lost track of the board state. Fugu remained accurate, ending every single game in checkmate. Now, in this benchmark of Fugu Ultra, 3 other frontier models are given a single prompt to write a Rubik's Cube solver from scratch in pure Python. No off-the-shelf solving libraries are allowed, and the resulting program is run locally on a held-out set of 300 randomly scrambled cubes. Solution quality is measured by the number of moves a solution uses, where lower is better, and Fugu Ultra and the Frontier Model A wrote solvers that ran and solved all 300 cubes, while Model B and Model C each shipped sophisticated looking code that crashed on execution and returned no valid solution at all. So Fugu Ultra once again was the best. We have another use case here with computer aided design of a mechanical iris. Can an AI generate precise functional mechanical design? And they tasked Fugu Ultra with creating a mechanical iris in CAD, similar to camera aperture, where multiple blades must move together cleanly, open and close a central hole. Watch the animation below. You can see the view for Fugu and 3 frontier baselines. Fugu Ultra generated highly functional design. The blades rotate correctly around the outer pins to fully open and close the aperture. Models A, B, and C actually failed the physical logic, resulting in gaps, weak linkages, and incomplete closure. And when a task demands exact spatial precision and structural reasoning, relying on a single model apparently is not enough. Now, if you wish to use this model, you can actually access it at sakana.ai. Now, I will say though, for those of you who are in the UK or EU, unfortunately, you won't have access unless you do use a VPN, because due to, I'm not even sure what it is this time, but probably some unfortunate data privacy or protection laws, the model simply isn't able to be served in those areas. And now this model, if you do remember, it isn't like a chat function, so you can't just talk to the model simply. You do need to go ahead and click create API key, and essentially you can have it as a subscription or you can have it as a pay as you go. So it is completely up to you how you will do it, but I do believe that currently they are running a promotion where if you buy a subscription now, you do get your second month free. So I will say also that this model does consume a lot amount of your usage. So do bear that in mind. Just because this model is completely good, remember it does actually burn through that usage. If you go on the pay as you go or subscription, it does burn through that very quickly. Let me know what you guys think about this. I think this is going to be super interesting for the future of how AI models are rolled out. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next videos.